Hey guys, so today we're going to do a market update video for specialty sets. We're basically going to look at a lot of ETBs, and then for 151 we'll look at a couple other products. So that's what we're going to do. But first, a lot of people have been asking me about 151 because of the updates to what's going on in Japan and with distro, and basically stores had ordered a lot of boxes and it doesn't look like they're going to get as many. So we're going to see some canceled orders most likely, and that's going to affect prices. And some people are saying this is, part of the reprint, and some people are saying that these are just hoarded boxes and the reprint hasn't happened yet. There's so much I don't know. I'll do a bit more research. I'm not super keen on making a video about Japanese 151 again. I'm going to try and stay away from it as much as I can. But for today, we're going to look at specialty sets in English, see how the market's going. So to begin with, we'll look at the Generations Elite Trainer box. As you can see, over the past year, this thing really hasn't done too much. Started the year out around $585, and it's still about that price. Obviously, we see a huge spike here up to $750. I wouldn't put too much thought into this. I think part of this is that people aren't buying this box often. So if one sale's kind of just out in left field, it'll show a massive increase on TCG Player, when in reality that's not really what's happening. It looks like for the most part it's selling between 550, 575, something like that. So this box isn't doing too much. Long term, will it do well? Potentially. Again, I'm not going to buy Generations ETBs right now. Not really a play I want to make, but some of these other ones we'll get to. I'm actually considering making a play into if I can get them at the right price. So again, that's Generations to start off. Up next, we have Shining Legends ETB, and as you can see, this one was up around $310, came down to around $265, and that's kind of where it is now. When we look at sales, the most recent sales, beginning of March. So take that with a grain of salt, but 290, 298, and 290. So selling a bit higher than TCG Player right now. Again, double check on eBay and everything if you're going to do that. But Shining Legends isn't a set either I want to get into, but the next one up, we have Hidden Fates. And Hidden Fates, as you can see, definitely selling a bit more often. People are more interested in Hidden Fates. Obviously, it's a bit newer of a product, and as you can see, over the year it is up. Started the year around 165, and now we're sitting around 169. So not a huge gain. That's like what, 3% ish over the year. So I mean, fair enough. Like, you're definitely getting outperformed by other investments. But we did look at Hidden Fates when I made the specialty set ETB video and their annualized ROI. ETBs, or Hidden Fates ETBs rather, were performing really well. And this is a set I'm actually considering buying if I can find them around 150-ish. So right now, again, 170. If we see another downward pull where it's towards, 160, 155, something like that, I may consider getting in. Just because, again, the ROI on them was pretty decent. So if I do try and get into these, I'll be looking for a sealed case of them. And obviously, I'm going to have some people saying, Grayson, why are you buying ETBs now? I thought you said you didn't have a ton of space. Well, after I made that video and I was looking at the ROI, I was like, this is pretty legit, right? So if I do have some space, and obviously finding it at current market price, I don't think I would be interested. But like I said, if we can get it for that 150-ish range, 155 potentially all in, like I'll be okay with that. So Hidden Fates is something I have my eye on. Obviously, if you don't know the cards in Hidden Fates, you have the massive Charizard GX, you have Umbreon, Sylveon, other evolutions in there, Cynthia, I believe, as well. So, but definitely that massive Charizard chase card. So, and also the ETB has a really good promo that people actually like. So, kind of like the stained glass birds. So, yeah, definitely a good promo. Keep your eye on Hidden Fates. I do think it's potentially underpriced. Obviously, this went up to like, what, $300 during the craze of COVID. It got a massive reprint as well. Hasn't done too much since then. It's really tough to tell whether that annualized ROI is legitimate considering it had that massive pump. But, since it's holding this value, again, it also is trading most days also. Like April 18th, 19th, and 20th, there were confirmed sales. And the most recent sale, $185. So do with that as you may. Again, if you're going to buy ETPs, like I'm all for buying, sets, or not sets, cases rather. Always try and go for case quantity. I know that's going to be incredibly difficult for some people, especially with something like Hidden Fates where the boxes are more expensive, but that's just my personal preference. I think it's going to do better long term if you have a case quantity. It's going to be easier to move. So Next up, we have Champion's Path, which really hasn't done much over the past year. Obviously, you have the Charizard, top card in this set. It actually is down, I believe, over the year. Started at about 105.66 12 months ago and is currently sitting at about $102. So it is down a couple percentage points on the year. We did see a massive increase here up to about $120. Seems a bit weird, but you can see basically selling every day for about $104 right now. So that's Champion's Path. Shining Fates, this one actually surprised me when we look at the 1 year chart. It is down. It was at 47.50 to start the year, and now it's at only, or 12 months ago rather, and now it's only at about 45.60. So down like less than a percentage point, 1 percentage point around that. But it did have a huge dip down towards the start of September, $38-ish, and we have fought back to around $46. Next up, we have Celebrations Elite Trainer Box. This isn't the Pokemon Center version, just the regular one. Again, if we look at the 1 year chart, it is down, so this might be a decent time to look at picking up some Celebrations if you're bullish on this set. Obviously, if you could find them sub 60, that would be ideal. And yeah, I mean, they are selling a current market value says it's about $75, but when you look at daily confirmed sales, it's around $69 right now. So maybe we're trending downwards even more, who knows? But yeah, started the year around $82. Really have seen about a 10% dip, a little more than that. So, Celebrations, not a set that I'm interested in. I really don't like the cards. I understand it's a throwback to base set and whatnot, but, I'm just such a huge fan of full arts at this point, alt arts, stuff like that. So just seeing the set doesn't get me super excited. And we're going to get into the last couple products here. So Crown Zenith, and don't blink, all right? But Crown Zenith is starting to make moves, guys. So up to about $44. Obviously, 12 months ago, it was in the 50s. It actually peaked towards $70, $65. Massive reprint. We saw it come down below 40 to about $38. But yeah, I mean, we're up about 20% since the low. It's selling every day basically for $44, $45, something like that. I believe Crown Zenith is going to continue to move upwards over the next 6 to 12 months, and I think just long term it's going to do decently well. Again, we talked about this set during the specialty ETB video. The regular ETB for Crown Zenith is only returning about 6.88%, I believe, if I remember correctly. Annualized ROI. Again, I'm not super concerned about that. I do believe that's going to come up over time as we see less and less of these boxes. Obviously, it had the massive reprint, which really pushed it down. Before the reprint, it would have been doing much better, probably above 20% annualized ROI. So keep an eye on Crown Zenith. If you have the Pokemon Center versions, those are doing fantastic as well. So definitely something to hold on to. And finally, we have Pokemon 151. Now we have the Elite Trainer boxes here. These have been up and down, obviously started out hot last summer, saw a dip towards the end of the year, and we've been climbing back up slowly since then. And this isn't surprising. I mean, we haven't had a confirmed reprint for English. Obviously, that price is going to continue to climb if we don't see a reprint, as less and less product is out there on the market. We also have the 151 Ultra Premium collections. Again, these started out very hot as well. Took a massive dip, started December around $95, and now we're sitting about 104. I know a lot of people can find these, especially if you're in the States, for like $90, whether it's through Walmart or, another retailer like that, or even on eBay. Definitely more difficult to find in Canada. I think we're probably sitting at 140, 150 Canadian now after tax to get a UPC. So they're coming back up here. If you're in the States, might be a bit better of an option for you to pick up. And I just wanted to point out, I understand this is an ETB, but very similar chart to where is it Crown Zenith. Like if you look at these two, as you can see, massive reprint or massive stock to begin with of the product came down and it's slowly growing back up. So it's going to be interesting to watch both of these, Crown Zenith and 151. I think 151 is really going to give us a good idea of where we stand with ETBs going into the future. I don't think Paldean Fates is a good marker to look at. 151 is definitely a way more popular set. If we don't see decent annualized ROIs on 151 products, it's really going to make me question whether I want to get into specialty products more in the future. Obviously, I think some of the older ones, fair enough, are going to be all right. But yeah, just even looking at the newer ones, obviously, I said in my other video, I'm thinking about just only picking up the Pokemon Center ETBs for specialty sets. And yeah, if all these other products like the UPC doesn't do super well, if just the regular ETB for 151 over time doesn't do super well, and what I mean by not performing super well, I mean obviously underperforming other investments, then I may just go with Pokemon Center ETBs in the future. And one final product here, obviously the booster bundles. These continue to just take a hit, and it basically says $37, but these are selling for $36 all day long. Obviously a popular product, people want to open it, etc. It's been restocked, dozens of times at this point, it seems like, on places like Walmart, Target. In Canada, it hasn't been restocked as much, so you guys in the States are definitely a lot more lucky in that aspect compared to us up north. But yeah, again, I already talked about this as well. This is a product I'm trying to sell. If I do buy these in the future, it's going to be in a sealed case. But that's pretty much your update for this video. 151, we'll see how it performs. Crown Zenith looks like it's slowly recovering as well. And then basically everything else, like Celebrations, is taking a downward trend. Shining Fates is recovering a bit, but still down on the year. Same thing with Champion's Path. Hidden Fates is actually up, and this is definitely a good sign considering all the other ones aren't doing as well. Shining Legends obviously taking a huge hit, and Generations, massive market value, not really doing too much. So you guys let me know in the comments down below if you're invested in any of these, if you're looking to pick up any of these. Obviously, if you're doing shopping on eBay or Hobbiesville, if you want to use the affiliate links in the description, help your boy out. I really appreciate it. It's at no extra cost to you guys. We also hit 1,000 subscribers, so I'm not going to hound everyone to subscribe anymore, but you guys did it for Abra, so thank you very much. I genuinely appreciate that. Hopefully you got some value out of this video. Thank you very much for watching. Stay safe wherever you are in the world, and I'll catch you in the next one.